Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Holy cow. That was one thing I will say when the electric was out, is we didn't have the ding dong at the back door.
That was something Derek and I got to try to figure out with the front door because it wasn't dinging.
Yeah, that magnet up there is bad.
It's crazy. Just pushing the door open.
That's what you have to do. Hello. Is oh, is it 15th at 5 or is it at 6? Do you remember? I know it's later and I haven't looked.
5 to 6:30.
That's what it was. Okay. Their board meetings are at 5, so I guess I should realize that.
$4:30.
4:29. I got.
It's going bad up there.
All right, let's call it to order. Let's approve the agenda. Anybody want a motion?
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion by Wes, second by Grover or Brian Stover. Discussing budget items.
All in favor?
All in favor?
All right.
Any nays? Motion carried. Budget items.
It's up to you how you want to start. If you want to start with wages, I mean, it's your call. Or we can start with the accounts, however you want to do.
I don't really care.
The what?
The wage sheet. That's okay. I'll just pull it up on you. I think I
Sure.
have the electronic.
Yeah.
I only printed out the packet. Not
That's okay.
that was a second.
How come Tammy's on here twice?
Oh, is she really? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take that.
Okay,
out there.
let's take Tammy off there twice.
Yeah, good catch. Thank you.
I
I didn't.
said, okay. Tammy does two things.
Yeah, no. And those wages, those are the part-time folks. So that's their wage if they'd work the most hours of a part-time person.
Right.
It's not gonna, they're not, you know.
We're not making any decisions. We are not deciding anything. We are just discussing. So with discussing, did you get this, Brian? Okay. This is reflective of the 3% raise that's on this sheet. Anybody got any questions? I'd like to kind of, if we have any questions, great. But if we don't, that one I'd kind of like to leave till everybody is here.
Dewey did mention, I'll just throw this in, he did call me today and said he thought maybe we put 5% in the budget. That doesn't mean we're going to agree to that. But since we're hiring some and going to have to pay some out, that would give us a little wiggle room so we wouldn't be completely in the red bringing on new hires. Because we're going to have to pay those out for 3 or 4 months and bring somebody new on. So that would put a little cushion in those departments.
2 of them at the same job, basically.
Do what?
for two of them at the same job.
Yep.
I think the thought process of like budgeting for 5% is that if we don't make the decision about raises in time, you have to budget for the
Some
most
max.
possible money that you're gonna get out of it, basically.
Yeah.
Right? So,
And there is money for 5. I mean, just
well, and I guess I haven't looked at this new specific one that I got, but the last time I looked, I know that like some of these wages lines weren't even totaled. So like the last budget that I had, the predicted amount was not even enough to cover like your 3 salaries at City Hall.
and those have been changed.
I was just making sure that, so right now, our wage lines in each department reflect what?
3% from what it was to what it is,
Okay.
or what it might be. What?
If mine was, there was no change. If mine says 26,000, 266,000,
280.
okay, so then I don't have a new one.
Yeah. Okay. And then I did the IPERS and Fed FICA, which wasn't done before. And we've done the group health benefits the best we can guesstimate because those change in September. And so that's a hard time of the year to figure out, we won't know until then. I did raise Maddie from 4 to 5. That was suggested by Dewey. And then lifeguards, you'll notice if it's their second year, we bumped them up, which is in the orange. And their first year has come up from 11 to 12. The pool and parks people mentioned they wanted that done.
Okay. Can we just go back there a second?
Yeah.
So like just for like Alex's purposes, because he was just right here. So on your 3% raise number on these wages, I just totaled up Alex, Mason, Josh, and Dalton's salaries that are listed right there.
Okay.
Those come to 320,115, and we only for wages have budgeted 280. That's what I'm saying. Is that like
Because I added 93,965.
Yeah.
77, 73, 75.
Yeah.
So I got that number. What was that number you just had?
320,200?
Well, I must have done them out of order because I thought, and then I used these numbers on this spreadsheet.
And I noticed on the wages as well that as far as the garbage,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like maybe this one was changed. The last garbage or the last wages sheet we had, John Herman's total was completely
Yeah,
wrong.
the
Okay.
math was wrong.
Okay.
Yep.
So I think we probably need to look at all the wages line and make sure that they're
Sure.
totaling and reflecting what that sum would be.
I did add, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to jump
No.
around. Clint Schneider down here at the bottom for spraying mosquitoes. Last year they came twice from Rolf and it was $1,800. So he is now our sprayer person. He's got his certificate. He can do that. So I just put it in at 2,000. That's fully negotiable. I was just using what we had spent. He may end up spraying once. He may end up spraying 4 times. And Dave, he went from 3,000 for the pool to 3,500, especially if that when the splash pad happened. But that's,
So all of those are decisions we have to have on our
oh yeah,
agenda to make and vote on.
those were just changes I wanted you to be aware of, so we didn't
Now, I
leave
know
them out.
the Parks Board mentioned they were talking about wages and stuff for pool. Does anyone know where that discussion landed?
No, I just took it at $1 because that's what we did the library. So I don't know.
Was anyone here for the Parks Board meeting?
Yes.
Did they, do you know what they talked about that way?
They have a step system that they for how many years they've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the numbers though. I would have to print the minutes out for that meeting.
Do you know if that was something that was reflected for like Maddie too, as to like
Yes.
where her wages lie? Okay. So we just need to make sure that
Yeah, oh yeah,
those numbers line up with what they decided to.
you bet.
Okay, so the FT is this added
The
up, is
full
that
time.
correct?
Yep,
That's added up.
yes,
And then the part-time is going to be actually added to it.
yes. The
Okay.
part-time is if we bring on somebody new.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, and has he given official notice?
Yes,
So Scott is retiring.
yes.
Scott Reeves is retiring, so we're going to have to
We've already
posted that. Did that go in last? I'm sorry.
You're okay. It'll be in tomorrow.
It'll be in tomorrow.
It'll be in
Okay.
tomorrow.
I couldn't remember
No, you're okay.
what my date
You're
is.
okay. Good.
Anything else on wages that we need to discuss? All right, let's move on. Is Alex still here?
Yeah.
Okay. Any of these line items, Alex, look out of whack to you? Have you seen them?
I would have had the one that had 266, so I don't know if there's been any other number changes since then.
Do you want to see this one?
Let me look
matter,
here.
bro?
Normally, the big one that always gets me is always the capital account, which has been kind of forced up for a lot of years for me. So,
You've got capital improvement in a different section now too, so.
right.
You got the 110, Grover? I see you looking. One,
It's possibly on the back of your agenda. It starts with the fleet.
So he's got capital equipment.
Yeah.
Here at the very end, is there another capital line?
yeah, there'll be a capital improvement.
Oh, is that at the very,
It'll be, yeah.
Or
It'll
that
be a
very-
400. Yeah,
okay,
it'll be a 112, 400.
okay.
Are you planning to go through a lot of travel and conferences this year?
So usually some of the guys, so like when they go to like firearms schools, so we may still have to do that. The county, for instance, we always try to have 2 of each at least in firearms and those. So I mean, 2-week-long courses,
Okay.
lean school, some of those things. Typically, that's what eats up those. I usually pay for my own. I don't usually bill the
Did
city.
you have anyone go this year or so far this year?
Not yet, no.
Okay, I was gonna say I just see that it's 0, so I didn't know if it was being taken out of a different line or
Yeah,
not.
so, I know Mason has his firearms is due this year, so every 3 years they have to recertify. So, so normally everything else is usually along those lines. I mean, I know what my big projects are and what I have to worry about, but for the most part, right now where we're sitting at, like I said, my biggest one that I worry about is the capital equipment line, because if we're going to continue on to do like the plan is that I did to save the city money in the long run, instead of going out and spend 70 and 70 and 70, we buy a car, we put some miles on it for about 4 years, boom, we're replacing it, but we have the interior of the car set up that they can just go. So instead of having this larger outfitting cost, it's a much cheaper. And then like we had Jeff Schneider come in a couple of years ago and explain this to everybody. The return on that car is, you're already paying $20,000 less as a city. So at least you're usually trying to break even, or you're very close to
Right.
that. So that helps that out. And then there's just a couple little, like this next coming up, whether we do tasers, or then again, I'll have a discussion with the council on that. I have a couple different ideas, but for instance, like these tasers here, there's newer ones, but then I just got to sort all that out. And I'm kind of on the spot. So
I'm sorry, but,
No, you're okay.
but you are here.
yeah, no, I mean, I get it. And so that's why I said, so that's usually the one that scares me the worst, because like I said, when I saw the 70,000, I know that came up as a thing. That's what scared the bejesus out of me.
You've got
Right.
64,
Right.
64,000 in your other.
Right. But that was where the problem came is because, we had gone to the council in February of 25. It was all approved to do that 70,000 and it never
Right.
made it in. So that's the reason why that one always scares me, because if we get behind on that one, it'll screw the vehicle maintenance thing up.
Well, is 20,000 enough to budget for that, do you think?
So here,
So I was
Sorry.
going to say, just one quick question. Were the cars, how old is our newest car?
2022.
That's our newest.
Our new-
Okay.
oldest.
Or oldest, sorry.
Okay.
Newest car is a 25.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's
I keep
fine.
Catching.
With
Well, this-
22s to 25s right now, basically.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And strangely enough, the 22, the air conditioner just went shot in. So we don't know how much. So we're going to try to get it under warranty, but it's like one of those where it's like 3-4 months out of warranty.
Yeah.
So,
Of course.
so
So this is where my question lies in that we have maintenance, the vehicle maintenance,
Mhm.
and then we have maintenance of vehicle.
I-
That's two separate lines, and you have $45,000 total between those two lines
Right.
for maintaining vehicles. And then for capital equipment, we have 20,000. So technically within equipment and vehicles, you have 65,000 for this year.
right.
So my question is, one, I guess my question is twofold. One, do you need 65,000 for vehicle maintenance and equipment? And then two, are we going to get ourselves on a schedule where we start to set some money back so that we have money each year carried over and put the vehicles on more of a rotation instead of buying like 3 in 1
And
year?
that's what we've been doing.
And that is exactly where that's why we put 20 in this time. And so our first vehicle replacement, the 22, will actually occur next budget cycle. So it won't be on this budget cycle, it'll be on the next one.
Following one.
And then we can look and we can see exactly what our expenses are. We'll be able to project how much that car we believe is going to bring in, and then we'll know all of those numbers.
So this capital money needs to technically be set aside. It's a set aside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
20,000 should be in the improvement line, not in the
Right, right.
Okay,
It's just
That's where I was
I
going
guess-
with that.
I can move it.
Move that to the improvements because we're going to need.
But you're going to
put
need
that-
money in your equipment as well. Just
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can.
because and I guess that's what's got me a little stymied here, because I like I said, I look at it. So like 632, 2 years ago, it was 000. It was, so one of these had never been filled in my time, and then
Yeah.
apparently that's where I'm a little confused by. I don't even know. And again, like I told you, I thought that there would have been 70. I don't know. That's where
But
I'm
that's-
getting confused.
That's my question too, is like, I mean, with the fire department budget, having looked at that the most, I know they have 2 vehicle maintenance lines too.
Mhm.
What are the differentiators? Like, what do we take out of which?
Usually it's like tires, oil change,
Yes,
that
to
kind
me,
of
it should
stuff.
be-
Out of which one?
and then fuel is like 6332.
So 631 is like sending it to Pokey sales. 632 is like fuel,
Uh-huh.
and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So
Fuel
the police have only spent $1,300 in fuel this year.
No, that can't be right because
Okay.
they spend a lot of fuel.
So that's
I'd
so
have
that's
to
where my
see.
question lies. Is
I'd
that
have to
I don't
see.
know what the difference.
Well,
between
is
those are.
is it being taken out of maintenance and not?
That's what she said. 630.
Probably it could be. I'd have to print both.
It just seems redundant that we should
and that's just an old numbering way.
we should just zero out the 6332 line and put all maintenance into one line. We don't have to close the account.
That's fine. It'll come up in each department though.
I know, and there's
Okay.
some departments that
They're
they're
gonna
like
need
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all zeroed out anyway. They haven't been touched for 3
So
years.
you want me to zero out just so I get it right? 6332.
Right.
Yeah, because
And
you
we
would have
said that
only
has to
one.
be
You,
easy.
you would only usually have one maintenance account.
Right.
I
It'd
mean,
be a lot
sometimes you do have a
easier.
fuel account, but
Right.
it just depends on how the council wants to.
So
Right.
do I need to do anything with that 25 then? That's right above it, 6331.
Well, I think we probably need to put some of that 20 up there.
That's what I'm. Yeah,
Cover.
that's what I'm.
Right.
Especially because they're at 35 already this year.
That's
I
what
would-
I'm asking.
I would go
Move
with
it up, just
40.
45.
40, 45,
I can.
45.
Okay. All right. Consider that done. That's easy.
Yeah, and that makes more sense in the long run
Well,
to
absolutely,
put it all together.
Oh, it's a whole lot
then-
easier. Yeah.
So let's see, 6. I'm
So
only.
your safety equipment and your capital equipment, as far as things your department needs potentially this year that you put wants versus needs, and you were talking about tasers and stuff like that. So between those two lines, as far as stuff you need to operate as a department, those two lines total to, well, they're 10,000 right now because we just said to put that 20,000 into capital improvement. But that being said, it looks like safety equipment is already at 10,000. So realistically, how much do you foresee you need for?
This is a good question. So here's the problem. So safety equipment is typically what it should be is paying for like vests.
Mhm.
It should be paying for like the
Mhm.
firearms or anything,
Yeah.
you know, and that kind of stuff. So the problem is that one's, if we think we're going to have longevity and we're going to keep everybody on the books next year, then 10,000 is very
Great, because you don't have to buy
Right.
new
Yeah.
vests and new guns and new equipment because
Yeah.
And that's the reason why typically that one would then go over budget was because we were always expecting, because we were, you know, because a vest is going to cost us $1,200 to $1,400, right?
Yeah.
And then I do have a federal grant to pay back half of that, and I just got to roll work with Kyle, and we'll get the money back on like, I got like $3,900 to actually come back into that account.
perfect.
Or well, you know how it works, but
Yeah.
so yeah, so we should be set there. So I would say, given my longevity, to be optimistic, we're looking pretty good. So I really, you know, at most, if one were to leave statistically, that would be, but I really don't even detect that. So I think we would be good to go.
Our guys are good. In other words, they're all happy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I know, Nicole, you just reminded me. So, and can I just go back to the wage thing just for, so when you guys were talking about the wages, you don't want to put in your wages account, the 32,000. You have to figure it up on $10,000 less. Our wages are actually set by Pocahontas. Because I was like sitting there when you were doing the math.
That would be my, so
Maybe
that's
that's what I did.
40,000 would be 280.
Okay,
That's
so Christy, what?
Oh, okay. It's taking me a minute. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so our wages are set by Pocahontas, and then we get each officer got a 10,000 or whatever that dividing what
That's right.
we agree
I forgot
on that 3%, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I was like sitting there and you said that, and I was like back there doing
I know.
math, just trying to figure out. There's no way I didn't, you know, I took my shoes off and I did plenty of counting, but I was like,
And I forgot I took the
so
phone.
that's what I was like, that just about killed me.
Yeah.
Knocked me off my chair back there. So that's what that's about. So
Okay.
sorry, I just wanted to point that one out. So that number does need to come. I mean, I think it's probably closer to the 28
Okay.
or 280.
So
280.
then where do like their ammo and
Safety.
Safety.
so that all comes out of safety equipment?
And that's what I would say is I would say effectively, you know, roughly that 10,000 should cover,
Yeah.
should cover in there.
So what would come out of capital equipment other than car purchases?
Capital's been tasers have come out of capital because like the tasers you buy on a 5-year plan. So it's every year. So we don't usually take it out of safety equipment. We put it into that capital purchasing
So-
thing.
What is the taser on?
So right now you buy 4 for about, as Wes laughs, somewhere between 50 and 20,000 for 4.
Okay.
That's
So-
for over 5. Then you buy it out over 5 years.
And that's why I just want to get it set in my head. Why do we have to replace them? Is it because they are electric and the battery packs, so to speak, whatever that is?
I'm going to be a smart butt here. Just
Go for it.
I was like, no, is that? And I have the guys look at me. We have 3 tasers right now that when you turn them on and you squeeze the trigger, it electrocutes you.
Okay. Oh, I mean,
no, you know what I'm saying.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, so that's why.
Okay.
Is that they eventually just wear themselves.
They just wear out.
Right. Yeah. So then it becomes kind of a problem. So
But and as I think through all of this, the taser is an integral part of your equipment, and you have to have those. And it really doesn't matter what they cost.
Right.
You guys got to have them.
right. It's just,
Oh.
and we just want to keep them healthy and wealthy
Right.
and-
Right.
And then we did switch over to the handguns with optics, for instance, too. So now, and those cost us like on at cost, which is much better, like about 867. So when we do, you know, so we want to make sure we have those because sometimes we do have officers that will buy out, you know,
Mhm.
their
Yep.
weapon or whatever, and so then
Yep.
we replace it.
Right.
So
Right.
normally that comes out and in, you know, the
Right.
city gets it. But
Right.
that's, so like I said, those kind of issues.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, our only next, just so everybody's aware, since we're having the discussion up at monopolize time, is our next big thing and is radios. That is going to be the walkie-talkies and stuff. I'm looking at right now the one federal grant on it now, but all of our walkie-talkies and stuff are ancient, and we got to do something soon. The county pays for the mobiles inside the cars.
That's what I was going to say. I know the county pays for something, but I couldn't remember what it was.
And Russ has said that now that all his projects, current projects, are pretty much done, then we'll look after July 1st. But that will be our next, that'll be a big next outlay of capital that we need to figure out.
Right.
And like I said, I can work on the burn grant because that was the one too we talked about maybe funding with cameras and stuff too in the city. So,
Right.
but just so everybody has that in their mind, that might also be a capital type of expense, not a.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I'm just trying to like nail these down these numbers, because if we are looking at capital equipment plus your capital equipment and capital equipment expenditure, so you have 3 capital equipment lines essentially. The 2 are the back in the capital improvement funds. The 2 back in the capital improvement funds are $76,000, and then you had $20,000 here.
Right.
We just said to put $20,000 back into capital improvement instead of capital equipment, which then would be $96,000. And I don't want to wipe out your capital equipment line because, like you said, if
Right.
you need new tasers or whatever that may be, so.
Because see, this is the one I'm used to operating from.
Mm-hmm.
This is I've never gotten any other budget that includes any other numbers ever.
Oh,
So this
that-
is, so
that
this is-
capital improvement.
I think capital improvement is usually 2 extra lines at the in your report at the end.
Well, no, because it's in the 300s, so it's a whole different section.
see, that's what's throwing me off. Like I said, this is my first time ever seeing it like that.
So that's what.
okay.
When I was printing,
That's
the
what
thing, that was in the way.
That's okay.
Or I hit
I
drink
just
in the
thought-
middle of it.
I think this is
That's okay.
Yeah.
And honestly, I
I-
haven't had a chance
I do
to
all
go
mine.
through
I have explained
things
stuff.
that I should.
I have honestly never seen the 300s, so that's news to me.
That's all.
Because this seems to me like it would be set back for payments and stuff that's cycled out every so many
Right.
X amount of
Well,
years. This sounds like it's for our purposes.
But then I don't know that.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting at.
No, I get you. Like I said,
so
I don't.
it just seems that we're like setting back a lot of money for no specific purposes that the departments don't know they have. That I'd like to get nailed down a little bit more focused so we have a better idea of how much money we have to start doing
Well,
improvement
and
projects.
this is a system that was already there.
Yeah,
so we
no,
can-
it's nobody's fault. I'm
No,
just
we can
saying,
sure modify.
there's a
Yeah,
lot of
we can
numbers
just-
moving that
Yeah,
nobody
you're
knows
clearly
about.
right, because that would have been, so like that 58,000 would have been the cost of the car.
Yep.
So that was that
So
one, and
that-
and that's the reason why I expected it to be taken out of the other line, but I've never seen the 301 forever. So,
Well, and one's expense and one's improvement, so.
but it doesn't. say
We
that.
really
Yeah,
shouldn't have a different.
So 6, 7,
I know.
2, 3 should be for cars. 6, 7. What's the one in front of us?
48.
Okay, 4830.
I'm already looking at.
Okay.
Could be then. So what you're saying, the 4830 should most likely be for
Your equipment on the cycle
bigger,
basis.
yeah.
This is crazy. It would have been better.
So I
Could have
think
done better.
Trust me,
as
So
far
maybe the
as
car we could go to zero.
it's hard to keep track.
This could be zero. If this is just, if we're going to call this for cars, I don't need a car. The only reason why, and I definitely would take Wes's opinion on that. We also know how hard it can get cars at times.
my question, so the 22,
Mhm.
how many years do you think before you cycle that out?
Next year.
Okay.
I mean,
So I think
next budget years.
so I think
28, not 27.
we can keep at least, I would say 40,000 in that line, because then at least we're setting 40,000 back. We can put 20,000 next year towards the car. At least you've made a dent in that purchase that you're not doing 65
Right.
next year. If you know that's a planned purchase. That's the thing, like with pumper trucks and stuff like that, if we get them more on a 5 or 6 year cycle basis, we set back, I looked at Humble's budget, you set back 30,000 a year, you've already got 90,000 in your back pocket when you go to make that purchase, and that truck is worth more resale value.
Right.
Like if we can start getting this equipment on a cycle and plan each year to set chunks back as opposed to taking a big hit
And-
on that year.
And that's what you're doing there. That's exactly what I was thinking there along the same lines, but I didn't know about these numbers. So
So
Which one are you talking about now?
So capital improvement. So 6723 should be
on the
40,000.
301s,
301s, okay?
You want that at 40?
I just arbitrary number.
Arbitrary.
If he thinks that a new car in a year and a half is going to be 60-some thousand, if we put 40,000 back this year,
Right.
we can put 20 to 25 the next year without it being a massive. That's better than
Right.
60,000 next year.
Right.
Same thing with equipment, like the one above it,
And 12 would be better.
12,000 for his tasers that he knows that we're going to start cycling.
Right.
So
Through.
this one we
Yeah.
want, did you say 40?
That
40 and
as long as everyone's good with that. That's not my call to make.
no,
Above my head.
you're
As long as they do that,
301?
no idea.
I know at one point though too,
301.
you had mentioned that
67,
security
23.
cameras were going to be coming out of
Oh,
that
road
money.
you.
Which to me would be a little weird that it would come out of the police.
That was
Well,
my
not road use.
Yeah, you want
Because
110.
normally that wouldn't be, I mean, I maintain them for the city, but obviously they
She
have.
said 16 is more.
Okay, I got it.
She
Well,
got with
I-
the
Yeah,
lab.
let's see.
I got
So that's where the problem becomes. So it's more
Yeah.
than just parks.
See, and then there's
It actually,
improvements, and then
but to
there's
me, that would be
expense.
if they have capital improvement under the city, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's where, to me, that's where that should come. So what we're talking about is the security camera side of it. Typically, I don't know that cameras would come out of a police department. Yes, we maintain them. Yes, we use them. Yes, these things. But again, they're also on this building, shop out there. We would be expanding.
We'd split them.
And here I go using the county as an example, but there's a Department 99, which is non-departmental. And is there a non-departmental in
Nope.
this?
Everything gets split by
Okay. Into a
620.
department. Okay.
Then we just divide it by 8 or divide it by 4 or divide it by whatever.
Well, and that's so like office supplies. That's why my office
Yeah.
supplies is 0.
Yeah.
Because it just comes.
It's
Right,
like our envelopes.
So what do we want to
Magically
do with the capital equipment line in the budget?
You're 6720.
No, 6910.
Oh, 6910.
That's 6727. I don't even see that one.
I don't see that one either.
I'm just dancing with numbers here. You got me all.
Yeah, I don't see a 6727.
Oh, it's a- I do. What are you? Yours is 60 what?
6910.
I know 6910, right?
That's
Where's
equipment.
6910? I don't see
So
that.
that's the end of my budget, the actual police budget. It's the last line.
Oh, in your actual budget.
Where's the 6727?
I don't have 6910.
This thing says page 1.
What is it, like the first line or what?
No, it's under that.
Bottom.
Yeah, it's the bottom. The bottom of page 1. Capital equipment, miscellaneous, safety.
I got 40 page ones.
6727?
6725.
Oh my gosh. That's 150. That's
Okay. Okay, so we're not crazy.
wow.
I
Sorry.
mean, I got a lot of trivial things going in my head right now. so
I'm sorry.
maybe,
I'm
but-
sorry.
I mean,
That's the thing about
It's
doing
like a
it.
bad episode of Sesame Street. when all the kids.
Yeah.
So,
I'm studying the brain right now, so it
Yep.
might be a little bit out there.
So yeah, I
the
don't know.
capital equipment. I mean, that's I guess where we're at now is that.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to set back that 20,000 that we just had tried to set back
right.
because
Correct.
we just took care of capital equipment line 36723.
So,
Okay.
So what do we need to set this line at? Is my question.
I would say, again, I'm back to that 0 concept but that's a revenue. No.
If it's 300 or 301, it's revenue.
Okay, so well, that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
So if it's the revenue, if 301 is your revenue line, that is the anticipated revenue that you expect to come in. That's not what you're taxing for, right?
no.
No.
So there again becomes the price. So we said that that's what money would be coming in. The expenditure account is actually 6910 for both of those two lines. So like if I were to get a step grant, I would come to you and say, hey, I've got a step grant for $4,000. You could put 4,000 there.
So these capital, so again, because I feel like I've asked this question 100 different times, 100 different ways, and we keep getting different answers along the line. This 300 account sheet, equipment accounts,
Mhm.
300s, 301s, those are revenue,
Yes.
projected revenue for all of this stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. So going back, because we said we just talked about the 12,000 and the 64,000 as being what we were setting back for those equipment, and everybody was in agreement. That's not correct.
No,
Because that's what we're saying, that we would have brought in that money into that line, and then
Yeah.
we would have expended it through 6910.
So where do we think we're getting $64,000?
some of it is probably already set back from trying to set up this rotation he's got going.
But you don't put that in your budget if it's already sitting there.
That is a number that was already in there, so I didn't touch it.
I have no idea what these new numbers mean. Is where I'm getting lost.
I'm not,
If you're saying 64,000 is going to come in from a sale of a car, that's a projected amount.
That one says expense, so no.
Okay.
that's a 301.
What is this page?
It's a
What are these
301.
accounts? This page.
300s are revenue. There's my
Okay.
stars at the top.
So what revenue is 6723? What is 64,000? Where is that coming from?
That
This
is a
one
number,
says 301, 110,
Yeah.
67, 23.
and that
for
number was
64,000.
already in the system. So
But that was a projected revenue into the account, and should be a projected revenue into the account. But there was money somewhere
Mhm,
that the city says will be in there,
mhm.
and then that,
So is that money sitting there somewhere?
Yes, in savings. That's
Because
our
this is-
7.2
This is where I'm
mil.
confused because money was expended out of that line.
Because it says expense.
2 years ago, money was expended out of that line. $55,500.
I'd have to go back and run a report. I cannot justify every single thing that's been spent out of every line, especially 2 years ago.
if it's a revenue account, how do you expend?
That's what.
Right,
That's my question.
yeah.
is-
All you have to do is you have to move it to an expense line, and then it gets,
But then it shouldn't be coming out of that revenue line.
it's
This-
an,
It shouldn't be written out of that line,
I
but
think-
it can be moved.
it can be moved.
What should be happening is 4830 is our revenue line that we project to come in, right above the one, Christy, on that one, right above the
First of the police,
300 accounts. No, 300 accounts.
301.
Okay.
301,
Got it.
4830. That should be our projected money coming in, our projected revenue. Then the expenditure line for that account is right underneath of it, correct?
Mhm.
So our money to set back should be going into which account?
Revenue, 4830.
But then it's not projected revenue that we're getting. We're budgeting money into that account.
We don't touch the 300s or the 301s. It's all income.
So it's capital is a carryover, right? So we know
Yeah.
that it can be there. I guess I just don't know that there's that much money sitting there
Yeah.
over the years. That's, I guess, where I'm confused is I've never known there to be that much money sitting on the revenue line. Because I mean, technically, you could have had 180,000 in there, and it slowly dwindled itself down as you transferred it off into your expenditure rate. But that's where I'm confused too, because again, 301s are new to me. I've never been given that, so I don't know.
I can call Janan. She's available. She said she'd be around.
We need to know where we're going to put money in for future projects. That's the basis of this question, essentially, is
Right.
that across the board, each department has things that we need to stop being retroactive about and purchasing 6 figures worth of equipment in one budget year because we didn't plan ahead knowing that things need to be cycled every X amount of years.
Mhm.
So we need to start being more proactive and being able to set an X amount every year for whatever equipment needs replaced for each department, and we need to know where to put that money.
Yep.
So if we don't know what account we need to put that money in, that's going to be a problem for each department going forward during this discussion.
My take on it would be these 301s are our capital, which capital is the money that just sits there.
Right.
We do not touch that
Correct.
Mm.
for anything except a capital expense.
The noted project is sitting there.
It's sitting there for. What we're budgeting is to say, okay, we anticipate we're going to need $64,000
Yeah.
in there, built up in there, that needs to build up in there.
But then that's not revenue.
Exactly.
So where's
It's
the
not.
revenue going? Or where's that even come into play?
The revenue, and I'm going to go back to these 300 numbers. I don't know where all my 300s are, but I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But these are, it says pool capital improvement. That should not be a revenue line. That should be an expense line. Is that correct?
Well, then the expense line is probably the 100. The 6723s are the expense lines. The 4830s are the revenue lines.
Yep. 4 is income, 6 is expense.
So where do we set back capital improvement?
In the 4.
In the 301s.
The 301s are revenue expense, revenue expense, revenue expense.
But they go from 4 to 6, 4 to 6. So revenue is a 4, expense is the 6.
I don't know where.
The last
See,
four
the last
digits.
four is 4830 is revenue.
Yes.
6723s are expenses.
Yes.
Where do we set the money budgeted for capital improvement?
I've only
It'd
got
be 4830.
6723s. I'm not showing whatever that other number is.
The 4830 above.
483 or
You're on
zero.
you're on a different page. I'm sorry, the pages we're looking at have more numbers.
Okay, well,
I'm sorry.
no, I just,
And again, my question lies because if we're budgeting money back, that's not revenue. So we
It's
can't
cap-
classify
correct,
our budgeted money in a revenue line.
correct.
We can't set back budgeted money into a revenue line. So again, what account do we put our budgeted money for capital improvement into?
Because, because you do your budget transfer toward the end of the year before April, whatever it is.
Yes.
And so then you do that and then you transfer into that one because those are the lines. So I can see why that's a revenue line. That's from past not used expenses
Yeah.
that gets transferred
Yep.
forward into that bucket.
Yep.
I gotta think of buckets.
Yep.
There you go. That's a bucket sitting
Yep.
there. It's just sitting there and it's got 64% water sitting in that bucket.
Yep.
So then the line below it then, as we're now under, because you pull out, so
Yeah.
you can bill out of that. So if we have excess in the capital, and then the capital equipment line then, which then now makes a lot more sense to me,
Here's
on
what
my
you're,
regular budget is what you're taxing for.
that's what you're,
And then
Mhm.
if we
So
don't
what am I
spend this,
supposed to
so
be
let's say
looking
I
at?
had $14,000,
Let me
you would do a budget transfer into the bucket.
So moving over whatever
Right.
you have green left at the end of the budget into your, but can it go into a revenue line? Because it's not revenue, it's over budgeted money.
Technically,
It's a
no, you are correct, but you are also correct. You know,
I know where you're gonna go, yeah.
It's not revenue per se that Wes is writing you a check.
You didn't generate it off the sale of a car.
Correct.
Correct. It's
Correct.
leftover money that,
It's leftover money.
Right.
So it's just been sitting there, but it has come from a revenue. You know, it's not that it
okay.
is a revenue, but it's come from a revenue.
So
Does
then
that help?
from past.
I guess, again, the question is, where do you set back budgeted money?
I would say you do that in the primary line under 6910.
But I think that
Wherever
would
that's at.
carry because the last time we had that discussion, it's budgeted money that you could theoretically, not saying you're doing this, or any department,
Gotcha.
you could say, I have $40,000 this year that I'm going to wipe out and get everything new. Any department could say that if we're going to set X amount of dollars back into that.
Right.
And that's not what it's for. It's tagged for a specific purpose. And the last time we had a budget workshop, there was a big discussion about certain capital improvement lines being for specific purposes only. So what account does money with a specific purpose need to go into?
301, 110, 4830.
Into the revenue line.
Yep.
301.
Yep. No, expenditures are the 6.
Wouldn't that be you plan your expenditures?
You're planning
revenues.
expense.
So
But
like if
you're
I go,
tucking away in your revenue.
right, but so if I go out right now and I sell, when I get all the cars and get them auctioned off, that money comes in. It should go into your 4830.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, those are the revenue. We don't allocate out though. We're not setting that. That number is not something we're setting, saying that,
No.
okay, we're going to tax 64,000 because that's, remember, we got that other side to it, right?
Yeah.
So 6910 is the tax line. This is just money that has been moved back into a capital account. So then the next year I come in and say, hey, Nicole, I have all these, but we know that this much. So I only need $5,000 in my capital account this time.
Right.
Because I know, and like I said, since this is the first time I've actually seen the 301 numbers, that's where my problem then becomes. I had no way of planning.
Because
Right.
this is where, like, I mean, we're getting ahead a little bit, but like the water project, correct? We said there's 3.5 million sitting in water capital improvement because we know we're doing a project for water improvement.
And the project started like 3 years ago and then stalled. So that money's been sitting there.
Okay, so then with water improvement, the revenue and the expense line are both at 3.5.
That's just a number that's in there. I don't
So
mess
the
with it.
expense is saying that we will expend.
We're going to
Your
spend every day.
expense is going to be a majority of that 3.5 of the projected revenue and what we've already allocated.
Mhm.
So then what we're saying here with back to the police department is that this year Alex is going to spend 64,000 and we only have 12,000 tucked back for revenue.
So you want that 12 to go up to 40 then to match that other 40?
I would assume that we said the 40,000 that we originally put in expenditures should be up in equipment.
And then drop the expenditures.
And the
to 40.
expenditures, you're not planning on buying anything this year, shouldn't be anything.
Okay.
Or should be minimal at best. 10,000,
do
12,000,
20.
whatever.
Okay. So
I would say 10.
I'm throwing out numbers.
But I
Right.
yeah, no, I
I
get
don't
it.
think the
I
10.
get
I
it.
mean, that's, well, and then
Right.
10 is anything. So then that could even be the tricky in the 6910. I mean,
Yep.
Yep. So
Okay.
we need his 6910 to be, what do we say, 10?
Yep.
$10,000.
Okay.
Which means that the
You see?
6723 is going to be 10,000.
Sorry.
So I didn't hear that last part.
Should reflect that 10,000, right?
Yep.
And your 4830 should be 52.
Okay.
I have to take
Yeah,
this.
Okay. And then your expense under that is 10.
It's 10. It should match his capital
69,
equipment that he's going
yeah.
to purchase this year,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Very fair.
Right,
Woo.
probably done.
Yep.
Sit back here and now. Get
So next is the fire department. And Nicole, I think we've pretty much.
No, we need to fix it. For them to get $3 to our $1, they have to be under $100,000.
But then some of these things on this report don't count.
Okay, so we need to go back to the membership and dues should be 52.
Hold on. Sorry. So this is 110, 150, 001, 150 is our account that we're on.
Yes. 620 should be 5,200.
I gotta find it. Nope, we're just looking for the fire
We
department.
moved on to fire.
Okay, that's all. Perfect. So 001, 150. I'll try not to get mine out of order, but I'll be darned. They're out of order.
Mine are all out of order.
I got 110, 250.
Is it 110 or
No, it's 001.
Ooh, I found 001.
001, 410, library, garbage.
Fire department should just be on the back of
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
On the back of what?
the police department.
See in the back of my police department.
That should be on the back of the second police department.
Go to this one here, please. Okay. Get this.
This is
Okay.
nuts.
So 110, 150. Now, which one are you talking about?
6210
Yep, dues
should
and
be
membership.
5200.
Okay, so we're dropping that back down.
Because I think it'd be best to just have the state LoSAP money come from be out of our hands.
Okay,
Should go directly
So
to the
then-
fire.
so then when it comes to approving that, there's no number on it right now, but that's what we're thinking we're gonna go for?
Our resolution is not tied to a specific number
Yeah.
because if the grant were to change, we wouldn't need to review the resolution.
Okay.
You just need to change how much you budget each year according to whatever the state guidelines are
Okay.
for LoSAP.
Okay,
So their state guidelines, if their budget is under $100,000, the state will match $3 to our $1.
okay,
Our one up to $500 per member. So our $1 contribution would be $167 ish per fire department. Their max roster is 31 people, so 167 times 31 would be 5,200, just shy of 5,200.
okay,
So setting back for our part of LoSAP would be $5,200 each year.
okay,
For now, as LoSAP stands.
okay. And we'll still think about maybe putting that in its own line.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I've got a
I would-
message out, but
we probably-
he's gone.
we probably need to designate it on our side as that 57.3
Okay,
you're talking about.
all right. What else?
Then at 8,000, we dropped that, and then again back with the repairs, maintenance, vehicle situation.
So we're getting rid of 32.
I would say that's the one that's been zeroed out. But we
Spent something on it.
had agreed that,
Let's do it the same as the PD if we can.
yeah, we had agreed that as far as maintenance goes, it should be
31.
$8,000. Because you should put this 2,000 up to that
Yep.
6,000.
Yep.
And then
Just get rid of this line.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Because remember those bottom, two don't count toward the 100,000.
Yep.
Okay.
So for office supplies, you had mentioned that you were gonna start taking their fundraiser stuff out of there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And-
their postage is 2,000. That's for the fundraiser.
Okay.
So I don't know if we need that 15 in there for office supplies. The only thing they really buy is ink. I don't know where they get their paper. I don't know where they get, I don't see those bills.
They probably
Yeah.
pay.
But we printed all the fundraiser stuff and we did that up here.
So you're wanting, so postage will be 2,000.
Yep.
Office supplies. Now, as far as their ink goes, I know you said it was expensive. $450 is going to be enough to cover that for a year.
Where are you at? I'm at the 15,000.
Office
Over
supplies.
here on this page.
You said we have 450 down there. As far as ink goes,
Mhm.
you said it was really expensive.
It is expensive.
Is 450 enough to cover ink
No.
for a year?
No.
So we probably need to budget a little more in those then, yeah.
Oh, here it is up here. Okay, so I'm gonna put that one at 1,000. Let's put that in 2,000 and then let's drop 65.99.
Whoa. The capital equipment, the safety equipment, those are again.
Yeah, no, not those two. The one right above,
65.99 is
miscellaneous.
operating supplies. Yeah, they've already spent 14,000 this year in that line. So I
So
don't
leave it.
feel comfortable dropping that anymore.
Okay, so does that keep us under 100 if we?
That's why I'm trying to get all these numbers kind of situated so that we can verify that it's going to be under 1,000.
Okay.
And then
We could drop that postage if we need to. I'm just saying,
Okay.
if we get close.
because for the safety, we had said that we were going to set back some money for them to purchase JAWS in the near future.
Yep.
For our contribution for that, and for the miscellaneous operating supplies was at 15 to reflect what they had purchased.
Yep.
For this year with hoses and different.
Because those hoses, that hose was almost 2,000.
Yeah, and all that's gonna be expensive. So, and then the capital equipment lines were both at 20 and 15 that everybody decided that station and truck going forward. Okay. So then for their capital improvement lines in the 300s, that should reflect our capital improvement lines over here.
Yep, I'm finding them.
And I don't think they'll necessarily spend money out of those in capital improvement lines this year.
No, but it's okay to have it there if we do end up building eventually.
Right. I want them into, so I would say their projected revenue line would be 35,000 or 38 with whatever that 3,000 is there, because they're going to carry that 35 over to the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So
Yep.
this should be 35.
Which line are you talking about?
4830.
Okay.
And their capital improvement expenditures.
4830 is going to be 45, and then 6723 is going to be
4830 should be, well, what's this 3,000? That's already in there for 4830.
it's probably just money that was sitting there because I don't mess with them.
So 38,000
Okay.
is what 4830 should be.
Okay.
And then 6723 should theoretically be zero because they shouldn't be spending out of their capital equipment
Okay.
this year.
Got it. So that's fire.
So totally no.
Yeah, make sure we're under 100. Are you okay?
Well, what I would like to see us do is not print this off as just one whole mess.
Yeah.
Print off fire separate, and that's its entire thing.
That's why there's a new first page every time.
I know, but what I'm getting there, staple fire together, staple police together. I do it at budget time for my job. Is I make up binders for everybody, and each department has its own section, and that's where I would like to see each department have its own section, and we can go to that section and say, okay, police,
Okay.
fire, I just, this is a mess. I've got a mess here that I can't, because there's 25-page ones that are just a mess. I can't make head and tail out of it.
Okay, next. I mean, are you ready? Or are you verifying the 100,000?
Yeah, it's under.
Okay, cool. Next one that's really easy is animal control. We haven't had anything in it in years. It was suggested 2,500, so I just put it in there. But
Well, let's leave it for the moment.
Yeah.
Would be my
No, mine.
suggestion is to just leave it for the moment, and we can come back to that to see if, have you looked into what a membership, I'll call it, costs to membership to any of these,
yeah, which
Not-
facility?
Moffett
I
or,
have not talked to Brandon specifically, other than, again, they made their, just making sure they understood that Pocahontas County in general, with Pocahontas and animals they've taken from residents out in the county, was about 13,000 last year, what they spent. So, if anything to do would help was kind of the comment I got.
okay. My only issue with this is if our budget gets excessive, that's going to be the first place that goes.
No,
But-
that's what I'm saying.
I did not know the 13,000, that puts a number in my head, so.
And like, and I think 2,000, and again, when I sit down and talk to Corinne there, but I'm going to recommend the same number. And
Sure.
So at least,
And that will at least help.
So,
Right.
Anything we can do to help would be great.
I agree.
Okay. And at one time you had mentioned more than just Moffett.
Oh, there's
And I didn't
Peace
keep track of-
Creek,
Okay,
Peace
because I don't
Creek.
know. Okay.
That's Kim. Off the top of my head, I can't come up with
Those
any.
are the two.
There's
Peace Creek and,
there's Rehab Rehome and something else.
that one, then there's a private one to the north who actually does good. I don't want to mention her name. She doesn't like people calling her unless law enforcement calls her.
Okay. So there's some out there. Then.
Yes,
Okay.
there
All right.
Yeah,
There's quite a
places
few.
surrounding us that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So which one's next?
So then it would be 280.
280?
Yes, which is airport. And they have approved, they're fine. But their big thing is their carpet. Now they are having trouble with their their fuel system. So there's 40,000 in building. That'll be for the carpet as long as the roof doesn't leak. And then the miscellaneous 64.99 is at 40, and that's hopefully for the fuel system.
So the fuel system, what do you mean by that?
It's ancient. They still use dial-up.
Fuel?
Yes, to get fuel out of the tank at the airport, which is on.
Okay, that's what I wasn't
Sorry,
understanding.
yep, it's
is
this out of
what
the
fuel
tank at the
system?
airport.
It's the fuel that goes into the airplanes,
Yes,
correct? Okay.
yes. And it's jet fuel. It's not low lead, but I don't want to confuse you there.
No, that's fine. I get it. I just didn't understand what fuel we were talking about. If it was fuel to heat the building, that's excessive.
Yep. Yeah, don't go that way.
That, right?
So the carpet,
What's the 15,000?
Where you at?
Mine was on the next, so we talked about 001 190 6599 2,500 for PD transport to facility.
Yep.
For that. My back page has a capital equipment line for 15,000. What is that?
That's probably just been sitting there. So, because they don't do any capital equipment.
For what department?
Airport. 150 is, 280 is
No,
airport.
150.
150 is fire. So they must have 15 sitting back there too.
I see what.
Okay.
We got it.
Oh, okay.
but the airport has already basically done their budget. We're just basically okaying their budget for them.
Yeah. They get enough money from FAA, we would all choke on it if it actually came into our budget. So the paperwork with that is a blast. But anyway. All right, what do you guys have next? $6.99 is the armory. And they pay all the expenses, the people leasing it. The only thing we have is the 2,000 rent coming in against what we spent to put the roof on. And that'll take all 5 years to pay them.
I don't have a
669, sorry. It's a half a page.
I love this chair.
I know it. Sounding wonderful. 669, it's got building repair and maintenance, auditing fees, and miscellaneous contractual service. That's it. That's a whole new account.
I don't have 6. And this here is, we're going to have revenue off of this.
No. We are paying for the bills we've already spent out there.
On the roofs and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do this. We are getting rent from them, correct?
Yes.
And the rent is going to pay the bills that we've already acquired in this. How long is that going to take to pay that off? Do we
5
know?
years for the roof.
So it's going to take 5 years of $2,000. I'm just pulling numbers out of the air. $2,000 a month rent for 5 years is going for the roof. Okay. Just so I understand.
And they're covering all the utilities. And they only have electric right now. Once they do water, that'll be theirs. Once they do, any sewer, that'll be theirs.
So we have building repair and maintenance. You want to budget 24,000.
That's
So is
a
that
whole year of rent? 2,000 times 12.
it is 2,000.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know how much it was, so, um, so we have to budget that for it to go out. Okay, gotcha. Um,
There was $34,000 in cleaning the building.
mhm.
And if they would, we were thinking the 5-year lease, right? Grover helped me. And then after 5 years, there may be an option to buy it.
I remember hearing that.
But then we were gonna go to 5 years and see how it went.
Yeah.
See if we'd even think about it. So,
Yeah, we'll have to see. Because that sewer hasn't been on since 17 and
So is the contract 5 years or 3 years?
It is 5 years.
it's
So
5 to cover the roof.
do we have any other expenses on that building
No,
other just the roof?
the electric goes to them.
Okay.
The only other one city, sorry, listening, is that fence needs to probably either be put up or figured out. Where they put in the
Uh-huh.
new hangar, you've got a huge gap in there. I mean, it's not at its, the armory is not in its original state. So when they built that new hangar out there, they tore down part of the fence. The fence is still out there, so somebody should at least, and again, this is just me, put it back to at least the fence or take the fence out.
If they tore it up, they should put it back.
And they're aware of it, so I can just bring it up again.
Yeah. To me, it's just, that's the problem, because there's no delineation then into that area. I mean, from the, so however, I mean,
Okay.
be nice.
It would be nice if it was fixed.
All righty. What you guys have next?
I don't know because
Tuna.
mine's a mess.
Yeah, 290 is garbage. Okay. They don't spend a lot, but if anything happens with those vehicles, it's big. They do have to pay the recycling contract, which right now is $10,399.94 a month. But we are already 2 times above our weight limit in tonnage that goes to the landfill. So he doesn't know what the rates are going to be. And we won't know till after budget. So there's 140,000 in there. I jumped it up a little bit, but
$290, you say?
mhm.
Where was that?
001 290.
There, I found it.
001 is our general fund. So these
Right.
are all coming out of general.
So you think that just double checking our capital improvement lines as we go along here,
Sure.
the
Where are they sitting at? You'll have to tell me.
revenues at 20 and expenditures at 20.
That would, oh. So there's a swap grant that's 10,000.
Yeah.
So I put an extra 10 in there. So we could do what we want and then go for the grant. But we're going to have some money up front for the grant. And then that's if it goes through. But that's the only reason I padded that just a little bit.
Okay. So our revenue, we expect that 20,000 to roll over.
Yes. Does that one line up okay?
Looks like everything's on similar to what expenses have been so far.
Okay. So next is hotel motel. The 30,000. And we know some of this is already spoken for. This is where Chamber of Commerce comes out. This is where Economic Development comes out. After prom came out. And then we still owe Legacy Insurance once they finish theirs. And there's another, no, Legacy is 5,000.
What's the 18K for park?
That's where we moved that to a different, hasn't been moved, obviously, but it's going to be moved to a line that can be spent on something parks. That was to help her with the rooms, but essentially.
So was 30,000 enough in this budget line?
We have to hope that's what we take in. That's just what we get from the state, from people when they're here in town, staying at the hotel. That's that extra tax you pay when you
So
stay.
that's more of a revenue account.
Kind of, yeah. We can write checks right out of that account, where a lot of them we cannot. I kept that kind of low because you just never know. I'd hate to overcount that one and then not have it. Next is library, 001410.
I saw that.
I lined up everything Lola had. I'm thinking our wages might be off between the two of us, and I haven't had a chance to meet with her because she was asking for 136-ish, and I've got it at 139. So that falls into wages. They just need to be adjusted back to what she has.
What was that number again?
410.
410?
Yep. And I just went straight down the list of what she gave, and
It's like
it's
from the proposed wages we got last month, that wages,
is up a little bit.
yeah.
Okay. And like I said, that number on that other spreadsheet is if they would work really truly half time.
Yeah.
No. You know, like Deb Bevins is like 12, Sarah
And the
Freeberg's.
I think the part-time probably needs to be recalculated based on,
I could do an
she-
average
yeah.
by what they work. Yep. Okay. So parks is 430. So there is wages in here if we would bring on that street cemetery water person. Some of their budget would come out of the salaries. Maintenance really is for the lawnmowers. Contract and recycling, 430.
this is for cemetery,
Parks.
just parks in general.
Yep, parks in general. And then capital equipment, that is if we ever decide maybe on the West Shelter House or what we're gonna do up there.
Doesn't pool have their own budget?
Yes, pool has a different budget. I'm talking the other shower.
Oh,
Over.
I got you. Okay.
Yep.
So how much money did we get from the insurance?
28,000. And that's sitting in one of these 300s.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as it's,
It is.
I think so. It's supposed to be.
See it in there.
Should be 300 or 301. It's not in there? It's supposed to be.
For park revenue, we have $2,500 in there.
Yep, because we don't make much on the camping.
But where wouldn't that be where our
it should have
insurance
been in
revenue
there
came
but
in?
that insurance revenue should be sitting.
It should have, well, and then we bought Heritage Park. So that was 10,000. So that may have come out of that 300
Oh. Yeah, okay.
because that was a capital.
But it's not, I mean, that's in the expenditure, there's 11,000 expended
That's
there.
it. I'd have to look and see where I took that out. But no, there should be money in the parks. 499, 430 parks. It's at 1,500. So I can check that. And park capital. Yep, let me check those. Those don't seem right. And they've probably never set back a whole lot of money in that department. because it's, known to lose money.
Because, I mean, again, with like lining up our capital equipment line, we put $12,500 in capital equipment. They're likely going to spend all of that. So realistically, our revenue shouldn't have, or our expenditures should line up with that capital equipment line, which right now they're only 1,500.
The other thing is, all the improvements we're doing at the pool could very well be under TIP money. So it wouldn't come
But
out
that
of our actual,
That shouldn't be in the parks discussion anyway, because pool has their own department.
no, but I'm saying TIF money is going to cover what we do to the pool or
Right,
the
but we're not
parks.
talking about the pool right now. We're talking about parks.
And parks, both areas.
Right, but pool has its own section of the budget.
Both areas are going to be under TIP.
Okay.
So
I don't think that is necessarily relevant to the question I'm asking though, or verifying here. In that the capital equipment for parks is $12,500. That's what we have set aside there in 6910.
Yep.
Per park. So based on their expenditures in over the last 2 years, they're likely going to spend all of that money. Or close to.
Just in things that they're getting.
Yeah.
That's not including the shelter house.
So our expenditure line in the 300 should reflect how much they're going to spend.
but it's not going to come out of here if it's TIP money. If it's TIP money, it does not come out of this budget line.
Okay. So then in that case, then part of this money of capital equipment will roll over and should be reflected in the revenue line, which it also
We
is.
should probably raise the revenue.
Okay. So the insurance money plus whatever you expect to be rolled over from the capital equipment.
Mm-hmm. So I bet we roll at least 10 over. And there should already be 28 in there. So that's
Which would be
38.
35.
Yeah, that's a fair number. So you're talking 301, 430, 4830, and we put it at 35,000.
If you said 18 from the insurance, right?
28. But we're down
Okay.
to 18 because we spent 10.
Sure. So 28 plus 2,000 be 20,000. Plus, or 18 plus the 2,000 would be 20,000.
Mm-hmm.
20,000 plus whatever you think is going to roll over from the capital improvement would be 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
So revenue should be at 30,000.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Next is rec 440. And this is for the reffing of the games. They do all their own concession stands, their own popcorn, their own pop, their own everything. So miscellaneous, I put 2,200. The tort, I suppose that'll go toward us covering their insurance, like soccer and that. And then part-time summer rec. Last year, the refereeing was $1,575. So it just depends on how many games and how many people.
And so mowing the fields and stuff like that for the city guys is already accounted for in whoever does is it wage. It's not taken out of the park.
It's taken out of parks.
Well, then their part-time needs to be more than that. Right?
No, it'll be fine.
It's fine.
That's fine because they've got to have all 40 hours mowing somewhere before they get over.
That's what I'm saying. Those hours are reflected in their salaries and their respective budgets, depending on what department they work for. Regardless.
Okay, so 450 is cemetery, so that will be that part of that part-time help or full-time help coming on. Community center
Back up to the part.
or cemetery.
Or the rec.
Okay.
Placing a rock under a T-ball, you think that's going to be done next fiscal year budget?
We don't have any pricing on that yet to know what that's going to cost. Yeah, I don't know either.
Okay. I mean, if that's a project you expect to do, I would assume that we need to set at least some amount back because what we've set back so far is only for the roofs.
And the roofs, I got a grant for 1,500.
Okay, so roof won't come out of that 2,200. So that would just be potential for T-ball field.
Yep.
No other projects going on down there.
Because the bottle, the filler things and all that was grand. So, and our guys are putting them in. Okay. Cemetery, just another chunk of that salary, helping us cover somebody being out there and full time.
Numbers, does that account?
That's 450, 64.99. It's just got one line. We've always paid John Nedved out of that line. It's one line on the bottom of one page and one line at the top of the next. So that one's hard to find, probably. And then next is the Heinz Center. When you get there, that's 460. Any questions on that one? We do have a lease coming to one of the next meetings for us to look over. It would be a 4-time-a-year event. And Ryan drew us up a lease to see if it's the way we want to go. Just to have something in there every now and then.
So Heinz Center doesn't have a revenue line.
No, probably not.
So where does the money from the contracts get budgeted or get put into?
It is $75 and it's been going into Gen Miss because we are managing it and we don't have a board, back there to set it aside. And we clean it and, so that's a nice thing right now. So next is $4.99. And that is the pool. So this would be their salaries and WSI training. Somebody contacted me today out of Manson, so we will get that taken care of.
That education and training seems low.
Well, they're only going to charge us $200 if we can get 5 people. So if I get Fonda, Lorenz, I'm hoping. I mean, if not, we can put it up.
I mean, the track of the last 2 years, it's never been under 1,400 and we have 1,200 subs.
Okay. You want me to put it at, you want to go 15 or you want to go all the way to 2?
Everybody else. I've thrown out a lot of numbers. So.
15.
Okay. So that 20 there got bumped up. That'll help with some of these projects until we get our funding situated, and then we put it back.
And the heater is coming out of this current fiscal year. It's not something we need to budget for next
No,
year.
we've already paid for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. It's the only way we could get it here in time. And it's still not here, so cross your fingers. Okay, so what do you guys have next? I have $5.99 dues and memberships for regional development.
Can we straighten out the pool's capital equipment again?
Oh, yeah.
Because you have
Talk to me.
20,000 set aside for capital equipment next year. What are we thinking that's for?
You just never know.
Yeah.
Well,
You just
it's
never
right
know.
along this-
Because we,
If we run short, we're gonna have to drop over the general.
yeah,
But then our
Our 300.
expenditures and revenues need to reflect that,
Okay, I'll move those over.
right?
Yeah, all right. So $5.99. This is, I don't know why I said this earlier, but this is Mary Jo and Parker and After Prom. This hotel motel is for signs and it's all, it's just one line again, so it'll be hard. Economic Development and Chamber of Commerce and After Prom. Huh? 22. Okay.
22,000.
Mhm. Next is 610, and that's just you guys, the mayor and the council. Pretty straightforward. That is 610. And then it's 620, good old City Hall. And all the other things that we pick up along the way.
You touch on the tort insurance situation?
Tort is what covers our
No, I
premium.
know what it is. Can you explain why it's $235,000?
Where are you at?
6408,
Under
620.
the big chunk of it comes out of here. Which one are you looking at? Because this one says 100,000.
001 620 6408.
Right here.
Researching.
Researching, yeah, that got dropped to 100,000. Yeah, that's why. That's why. Because I was gonna I researched it and I printed this. I didn't
Oh,
reprint
okay.
our pages because I didn't. Yeah, so that's been dropped to 100,000. So last year the budget was 248,000, and we bumped it up to 395 for 620.
What? Oh,
The very,
okay.
very
Without,
total.
I guess my total's 530, and I was like,
Yeah, no, that's
but that's 100. So you said it's what?
100,000.
No, what's the total?
Oh, 395, 200.
Civil software.
Yep, cost. I'm looking at them, getting prices.
No, I mean, it's not possible. It's gonna
I
happen.
know. Some come back,
This is ridiculous.
some come back 8,000, some come back 35,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Next, elections. We don't really have to have money in there.
Not this
'Cause there-
year, but
there won't
will
be
next
anything.
year.
Yes.
Again, can we get on that forethought of like, let's put a little back this year so we don't spend as
That's
much back
right
next
there, at least for that one. So we have a new category. This 6411 is new. This is going to be legal.
What account is, what number? Account is
60,
it?
640. So just legal services. So it's a new group and a new number. Oh, you guys may not have it.
Have that.
Okay, so she made us a new number. Instead of having it with consulting and legal, like we do, we thought it'd be better if we break them up and have legal separate than consult, because it's really is two different
Yes,
entities.
yes.
Then it goes into gosh. Streets, 110, 210. Yeah, streets is fun. Streets is based on what we bring in local option sales tax and road use. So we only have so much we can spend. So there's not a, I mean, there is a lot of play, but there's,
Street maintenance, what's this 120K that you've got here?
You guys, well, past council did some maintenance on the streets in the fall, I believe.
our
That-
guys,
Yeah, we have Dave go. Check it out.
I know we do curbs.
You guys,
Checks out where we need to patch or rip out or whatever.
Yeah.
wasn't there,
Oh,
was when there was
oh.
TIF money or something that you
What-
needed to spend 100 and some thousand? You made some
Yes,
repairs.
and it got billed in the wrong place and it needs to move.
That should be an expense, year-to-date expense for this
Yep.
year.
That is Blacktop Services.
Oh, okay.
It got pulled out of the wrong account, so it needs to go in that account. That's what that is.
Journal entry.
Good old JEs, GEs.
Tried to do about 70.
Yeah.
Is that back for Venus? Where do, I mean,
So
that's what I'm looking for is where we'll pay that
67,
back.
61 is capital improvements. There's actually almost 500,000 in streets. But that's if we're gonna do
What's that number? Because we
Yeah.
only have an account number set
Oh.
right now.
110, 210, 67, 61.
Well, what?
67, 60.
No. I'm saying what is the number? Because my number
Yeah.
right now that we have budgeted for capital improvements is an account number. Right. I'm trying to look.
6417.
So that's at 6417 right here, saying that 120 should be over.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that 120 should be back here. Gotcha.
Yes.
Whoa.
No. I put
No.
it back there. It should be in 6417.
It should be there?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we didn't do a whole street. We just did sides.
So 6417, that red 120 is an expense, year-to-date expense right now.
Yes.
Okay. My question is on 6761, for our budget that we are currently deciding, we need a number that we're going to set back for street repair. What is that number? Because right now it just has an account number.
It's going to have to be 100,000. We can't do much without 100,000,
Agreed. At least.
right?
Well, yeah, you can. I mean,
Just very little. We could do.
well,
curbs.
and like I said, we tried to set 70 to 75 back.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to increase to 100.
Which, and whatever it needs to be, the problem is it's been a $0 budget for the last 2 years. And if we add in 100 and whatever, 100,000, that's gonna, I mean, what's that going to do to the total? You said there's only so much money we can spend.
Yep.
That's
We are
gonna-
under, we're under the threshold, so I can
Do
put
we have
the,
$100,000 under the threshold?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that what you have? What do you have for the new budget line on 6761?
I just put 100K
Because we all have, it just says account.
because that's
So,
when I moved.
okay.
That's what, that was, sorry, way to remind me to move it. All right. 112, oh, I don't know if we want to do these. This is Fed FICA, workman's comp, insurance, like stuff that is just set based on our wages.
Right, and you can't really do that
Yeah.
until the
We
wages
know,
are set.
yeah. So that's 112 is never ending, but that's really what it is. There's our local option sales tax is 200,000. I don't know if road use is probably not in here. Okay. Albert Fund, that's $2,500. There's our TIF at 171, and that is set aside to go to the Cairo dental office. Once we're in this budget year, I can pay them what we own. These other three, this 520, 150, 151, and 520. Those are the different types of revolving loan funds. And as long as we loan money out, we make money on the interest. But we only have, what, 4 or 5 active loans, and the interest is 4%. So that's not a money-making thing. It's just a benefit for the community. What's Nicole?
I'm just, my pages are way out of whack from where y'all are going, so I'm just catching up. You're good.
Okay. So then we're into the 300s.
300 or 301?
Nope, 300 is just a half a page.
So that, I know we talked about this before, but that 3.5 million is
What we have
already set aside.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what, without what we just changed.
Because this 300 sheet is way different than this three. Like, they're duplicated. But one is a page long, one is half a page long.
One's expense and one is revenue. Because one is the 400s and one is,
M60. Okay. I understand. It's just that
yep, this
these
is
accounts are
system.
duplicated, basically.
This is
So we're
the
looking at
system.
it multiple times and it's
Oh yeah,
confusing for all of us to follow along.
every day.
Yeah.
So then we're down to electric. The last 3 pages I gave you just as you came in.
Wherever the heck those are.
Those are all, okay. Woohoo.
Supposed to be. It's not here.
That's okay. So electric, that's 3% on their salaries. As soon as Craig gets his apprenticeship, that is a $3 raise right out of the gate. So he'll either get that when he takes his next test, or he'll get the 3% and then 3. Oh, and Dewey suggested putting, gosh, what did he say? 50,000 into capital something in case they come across a truck. That way they know they can already count on each city's to pay for it.
Can you say which number electric?
630, 820. That's that electric capital reserve. That's that 50 right there. I knew I already put it in.
We've already discussed that 50K for that new boom truck.
Yeah, yep.
That's the 6311.
I don't have
It's here.
oh, wait a minute.
It's on page 1.
One A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
Whatever one we are.
Each one of 25.
311. That is just for generators. If we order a generator, it's 43,000. We are still receiving generators that were ordered in 22 and we're over 200 weeks on back order. And so they have chewed that up. Because they're 12,000 a piece. That I can promise you was not in the budget 4 years later.
Then we should expect to roll over. I mean,
Where?
we don't expect to pay for a generator this year, which means then their capital improvement line should be rolled over.
We should keep enough back at least for one generator.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But reflecting it in our expenditures, our 300 accounts, our 301 accounts.
Okay, what are they sitting at?
Electric is 10,000 for both revenue and expense.
Okay, yeah, those need to go up. At least probably to 30 or 30. to cover most of it. So any big questions for tonight? I will do the binder and packet thing like you suggested.
Even if they're just stapled together, but I don't know. This is electric 630, 820
Yeah.
electric.
Yep, I can mark it. Yep.
I don't know what they are.
Okay.
We're missing, I mean, we didn't talk about sewer, we didn't talk about snow,
Sewer
right?
is in here 610, 815.
We haven't talked about any of that stuff yet,
Oh,
correct? Or am I making it?
Correct.
Found it.
I got now. I've got them go bold. Got them going both ways. So we could do sewer quick. Snow removal is just a little bit of maintenance and the overtime.
Did we figure out where that's actually coming out of?
Oh, it's about general.
Yeah, snow comes out of general.
Last time we had a discussion on when they moved snow, one answer was that hourly wage comes out of the snow, and one answer was it comes out of their wages on call hours in their respective departments.
Right now, it's still coming out of general. It should come out of snow. So here is sewer. 610, 815. Oh, and there's sewer on the next page.
10, 815 is sewer.
Yep. Went from 774 down to 509. Do what?
Instead of missing the total page.
Oh, shoot.
It's page 3.
Nice. I found it. It was after another page too.
You guys, I'm sorry.
It's just, it is what it is.
Welcome to our madness.
I still don't understand how.
Oh no, there's a lot of duplicate. Yeah. So sewer, they've got their wages. That truck they're driving is something, but they go to Cherokee in it, and they go. Where else do they go? Spencer.
Yeah.
But they don't go much further than that in it.
That's the black old police truck.
No, that one went to the auction.
Did we vote on it? That's irrelevant. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, no, it's the tie rod, some
We don't need to talk about it. Let's.
arm thing. Yeah. No, and the one they're driving.
Oh,
So that's why their capital reserve is at 42,000. If that truck would finally take a big chunk, we're going to have to take it in there. I don't know what their 300s look like. I'll be
no,
honest.
I was looking at their maintenance lines, their
Oh.
vehicle maintenance lines.
31 and 32.
That's minor compared to the old shit show.
That's Grover's favorite.
Do all the time.
Grover's favorite part of this is this shit line. Okay, so we'll get rid of that 6332.
Yeah, I think we need to. I mean, on your own time, we need to go back and verify for that each department because.
Yeah.
Everything.
They pay their own utilities, they pay their own Wi-Fi. They've got labs and chemicals. Their chemicals, of course, are not as much. That miscellaneous is because we're only working on 3 out of 4 pumps. If we would try and rehab that other pump, that'll be at least 15 to 18,000. A new one is going to be 20 or 25,000. So we put it at 30. We're hoping we can rehab it, but it hasn't been working for 8.
Anything else for tonight?
We find the snow budget.
I didn't.
We'll talk about that later.
I don't, what is the snow number?
I saw it, but I can't even tell. Go ahead.
No, I think you mean the account number.
The account number.
It
Yes,
is
it does.
250. 110, 250.
110, 250?
Yeah. So it comes out of road use. And we said that I had that one.
Okay, makes
Comes
sense.
out of road use. Anything 110. Yeah, 12,000 in overtime fees. Motor vehicle 7,500 repairs. There's a 62, 332. So we'll have to bring that up to 9.
Can you
Mhm.
get these organized and
Yeah.
make the changes and send out a new copy?
Yep. When do you want to? We're going to have another one of these. Can we decide that now or not?
I think Chrissy should just get together and decide a date and tell us when. Just for
That's fine.
our own purposes, because it's not on to discuss or vote on the agenda. So
Yeah, I think you're right, but I'm gonna throw out there, how do I want to say this? My life is up in the air at the moment. So I don't know how quickly I may have to rely on you, Nicole, as Mayor Pro Tem to, help me get something thrown together for that. Because things aren't going well, to say the least. So are we ready to adjourn for tonight? Let's got it. Do a motion to adjourn. Motion Brian, second Wes. All in favor? Motion carried.
Thanks, guys.
Even if we can get, even Derek, if he's got time, to throw this together to where we can, my